Hello, my friend.
Not spill my coffee as I try to sit down. Can you sit? Sit. We're here.
Cheers, my friend.
So, we're getting married. We are going to be getting married on March 3rd, which is 12 days from now. People always ask us, how are you feeling about the wedding? Or are you ready for the wedding? Or how's the wedding planning going? Would you say that every single person you meet asks you one of those questions?
Yeah, definitely. Like,
Yeah.
are you stressed about it?
Like are you excited?
Has it hit you yet?
Yeah.
And I think by nature, just because people know that's like the season we're in, like that's the small talk that happens.
Totally. So they don't really even ask you how your day is anymore. It's more of like, oh, what's left to do on the wedding? But we thought we would sit down and film a thoughts on getting married in 2 weeks video. I don't know, what do you want to call it?
Yeah, that's great.
I would say that I'm feeling more stressed than I'd like to be feeling. No one really asks me like how I'm feeling about like getting married. They always ask me, how's the wedding planning going, or like what's left to do, or are you done like with everything on the wedding? And so I would say like the common theme around being the bride is that everybody asks you not how you're feeling or how you are, but how is the wedding gonna be? And I think that I'm like really over that question.
Yeah.
Just because like the wedding is the wedding and it's gonna happen and it's gonna be how it is. 12 days left, there's only so much you can even do, and so when people like still ask me, oh, do you still have stuff left to do, I'm kind of like, well, no, not really, but I feel like I should. Like you feel like there's this expectation to keep working on it and to keep adding things to make it bigger and better and grander. And
just for the record,
and like
bigger's not better.
Bigger's not better. I will say that I think one of the things that I do not regret, but I kind of wish I had known going into it, is that weddings escalate really quickly and it gets really out of hand really fast, and you can set a budget, but I guarantee you 9 out of 10 times like you're gonna go over it by like probably double, just because everything, like there's food day of and then alterations, and there's just so many things that if you didn't originally put into your budget that you were expecting, then those are going to just be add-on costs at the end. So like you all know you're going to get your dress, you know you're going to get flowers, but you don't think about alterations, snacks and food day up, feeding everybody, staff day up. Alterations cost me $600, okay? So just take into consideration those extra costs.
Yeah.
So my theme around the past like 6 months have been like, how's the wedding going?
I asked you how you're feeling and you said you're feeling stressed.
And I'm feeling stressed.
Tell me about that. What's the heart behind that? Why are you feeling stressed?
I'm feeling stressed because not even to get married, like I'm not stressed about like actually getting married and like living with you and becoming your wife.
It's okay if you are.
I mean like a little bit, but
You don't have to pretend.
I think right now like the past 6 months have been so narrow focused on the wedding that there is just the stress that you put so much expectation onto this one day. Will it live up to everything that we put 6 months of work into? I create unrealistic expectations for everything, so how are you feeling?
I don't know, both like confident and uneasy at the same time, I guess. I feel like the way I've been describing it to people is like that feeling when like you move away from home for the first time to, you know, whether it's college or whatever, and you know that everything in your life is about to change completely. You're not necessarily dreading it, but you just know it's gonna happen, and so it kind of like leaves you feeling like, man, I love this thing that I have been doing, but I'm also really excited about this thing I'm about to be doing. It's been weird because I've had like really great hangs with pals around the house lately and thinking about like, man, that stuff's not gonna be there anymore. You know, obviously like I'm choosing that and like I'm ready for that and I want that because I want to choose a life with you, you know. So if we're being honest, yeah, I'm nervous. I want to love you well, and I'm scared that maybe I won't be capable of that, and like I think I will be, you know, but like it's gonna be, you know, marriage is a fight. It's a choice. You have to work for it, I guess, and I think like the idea that like getting married fixes like all these problems, and actually probably just makes it worse, you know. And we don't know yet. I guess we'll make this video again, but I guess right now like because we're so close, I think a couple days ago finally hit me that like, holy crap, this is happening, and all those things. I'm like, oh, am I ready for that? And you know, I think I am, but I'm also like really excited to finally you know, live together and to live with my best friend and to start to just build a life together because, friends and every person you meet in life outside of your parents, right, are so fluid and seasonal, and it's cool when you find somebody that doesn't really drive you crazy for the most part, and like you commit to a lifetime with them and you just get to go along for the adventure. I'm excited about that.
That's so true. Yeah, I think leading up to it, it doesn't really feel real. It feels like we're just planning this far off event that like actually isn't gonna happen.
Yeah.
I can't wrap my mind around the fact that like on March 3rd we are gonna go to the venue and it's gonna be decorated with flowers and I'm gonna put a wedding dress on and it's actually gonna happen. Just because I think when you talk about marriage for so long, which I guess it's been like almost about 3 years for us, really knowing that we wanted to get married eventually, because it's always been such a far off, for it to actually be coming up in the next 2 weeks is just doesn't feel real.
Especially for me, even after getting engaged, you think it would hit you, but like we got engaged and then I just was gone for 3.5 months. I think it's typical of the groom a little bit to not be as involved in the detaily stuff, but I like very removed from it. Sort of not by choice, I guess, just by chance, and so I feel like it snuck up on me all of a sudden. Yeah, not in like a bad way, but I feel like I'm all of a sudden being forced to face all of the emotions and realities that come with understanding how close it is, but it's like all in a short period of time, which I guess it's probably inevitable that happens for everybody.
What challenges have being engaged / getting ready for the wedding? Has it changed anything around you or the way that you look at things?
Yeah, I think a little bit. I guess the thing that comes to mind first is friendships with other people. And it really has been gradual. I don't know if it's, again, partly because I've been gone, but I feel like there's been a shift in the way that I am viewing my friends. And it's not in a bad way, but an understanding that, like, stuff's just going to be a little different. That's not bad, but I'm finding myself genuinely okay with the fact that, like, it's not just, like, me and the guys anymore. It is something I feel like getting engaged is, like, sort of, and like, alright, like, this is happening, and I'm, like, actually kind of stoked about it.
Yeah, my same thing would be probably friends. I think when you get engaged, you see a lot of relationships around you that change, and not even intentionally, but like you said, your spouse will become your priority. And it's also been really interesting with you on tour, though. I feel like normally when people get engaged, they kind of forget about their friends and they just want to be with each other, and the same with marriage. But when you have a touring spouse or fiance or boyfriend or girlfriend, you can't afford to do that. You can't afford to lose relationships, and so friendships that had changed on me a little bit put me in like a really tough place of Riley.
She's like
growling under there.
What are you doing?
Relationships and friendships change. Like it definitely was really hard for me because like I couldn't just hang out with you. Like I had to find a group of people, like a group of girls that I could hang out with. That's a very like unique situation. But in Nashville, it's not really. I would say don't lose your friends.
Yeah.
When you get engaged.
You get engaged, you're sort of forced to put a stake in the ground as to like who you consider close to you, and it's not always negative, but I think any time you have to do that, it opens your eyes how fluid relationships are. I think we don't, at least for me, like I didn't realize like kind of how in and out with like different friends and different people are, and it's not really bad, it's just natural, but when you're forced to commit to somebody being in your thing, 6 months or a year out. Probably by the time you're married, by that point you've met someone or a couple people. I've met people who I'm like, man, like if I had like known you earlier, I probably would have put you in my wedding party. And not to say that like I don't love the dudes in my wedding party, because I absolutely do, and they would all be in it. It would just be more of an add-on. But
what is the number one thing you're looking forward to in marriage?
Oh, I thought you were passing me the mic. I was like, yeah, I'll take that.
I don't know, I was kind of like,
ready.
I was kind of like, hurrah, but then I also was like,
Here
then
I go.
I like stayed there, so I was like, but then you didn't, okay, it's fine.
No. For me, there's always two levels to that question, because there's like really stupid things and there's really like meaningful things, and I guess the stupid thing would be, I'm excited to not have to go back to my house at 12:30 at night if we're hanging, and like, it's time for me to go to bed, like, that's just like kind of a convenience thing that like,
sure.
I just feel like I'm just like kind of over that. On a more serious note, I guess I'm excited to establish routine with you, I guess. And maybe it's just because I don't have a lot of routine in my life, period.
I'll go.
Okay.
So the thing I'm looking forward to the most in marriage is kind of the same thing. I think living together is going to be quite a challenge, but I also think it's going to be really convenient.
Yeah.
Instead of like me getting done with something I'm working on and then him being like, do you want to come over? And it's like 8 p.m. and I'm kind of like, no, I kind of just want to go home. Going over to each other's houses is great and all, but when it's not your home, you don't really have a desire to be there desire when you don't have a desire to be there. I would say just living together and then having a space that is both ours so that he can go work in his music room and I can work down here, but we're still in the same place, I think is going to be really nice. Neither one of us feel like guests or like out of place.
Yeah, I'm excited to have someone who's kind of fighting for me, you know? Like,
Yeah.
just like in whatever I'm doing, you know, obviously I'm not going to ask you to be fake stoked about it, but it's just, you know, in every victory, like, it's both of our victory now, which is going to be a cool thing, for sure.
Yeah.
What I'm least looking forward to?
Trick question.
I don't know, maybe taking care of the dog.
Oh my gosh.
No, not that. I love you, Riley. You didn't hear that, but
I don't think we've ever shared the Riley story, so we'll have to do that at some point.
yeah, that's probably...
Nobody knows actually why we got her
Same.
or how
I
we
don't know
got
either.
her. Another thing that I'm most looking forward to is someone else taking care of Riley.
Wow. Let's throw that one in there.
Okay. What am I least looking forward to? Honestly, kind of goes with living with someone. Like, I'm also kind of least looking forward to like sharing a closet and like. Okay, so I technically have a roommate, but I also kind of don't have a roommate, and so I've been living in my own space, and all my dishes that are dirty are mine. So I think like it's gonna be really interesting to live together. All of a sudden, you have to be really courteous of another human being again. Yeah, he lives with 4 guys, so you're really used to it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to get used to that again.
Do you have to flush the
Keeping
toilet
his
after you
space
use it?
clean.
Yeah.
I always flush the toilet. Oh my
Exposed.
gosh! I always flush the toilet.
I'm excited to live with my vinyl again.
What are you looking forward to the most about the wedding day?
I'm most excited to walk out of the ceremony to the greatest song ever written, that being Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now by Starship. What about you?
There's so many things I'm excited about. I'm excited to eat chicken minis in the morning.
Oh, does that happen?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're bringing in trays of chicken
You might
minis.
do.
I know.
I'm excited to eat my groom's cake, which apparently, just so everybody knows, I was under the impression that a groom's cake is a cake for the groom, right? Well, that actually isn't the case. You just get to pick the cake, and then everybody else still eats
Also,
it.
have you guys even heard about a groom's cake? Because
Very
apparently it's a
inconvenient.
southern thing.
Yeah, I had never heard of it.
So, let us know if
I don't
you
know,
ever even heard about that.
So you know, men, you don't get your own
You
cake.
don't get your own cake.
But I did get to pick
Yeah, the cake
those
is gonna be
flavors,
awesome.
and I am gonna eat that cake probably exclusively.
Anyway, that's our thoughts on engagement and being 2 weeks out from the wedding.
If you like this format of video, it was my idea. Comment that you like it, we'll do more.
If you like this style of video, let us know by giving us a thumbs up. We would love to do more of these. He loves to talk, so.
I do love to talk.
Let us know if you guys want to see any more types of videos like this. We are going to do a registry video, but we're going to do that after the wedding when we get everything in so that we can actually go through it and show you guys what we got through the registry. Go ahead and subscribe. I will probably see you in the next one. He may not. Or maybe you will. Bye. Well, don't tip your cup that much. You're pouring out. Oh my god.
Stop licking my jeans, bro. Get that thing out of here.